Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best deals in Steam's autumn sale, which is pretty much a Black Friday sale. Now the main page of Steam doesn't actually show you some of the best games on sale, so I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive here and show you guys what you should be spending your money on if you're looking for new games, and recommend it if you've played previous games, kind of a little bit of a guide here. Now I guess the first one we're going to start off with is Baldur's Gate 3. This is the biggest sale it's ever had with 20% off. This is the game of the century. If you've never played Baldur's Gate 3, I highly recommend it. It is a bit different being a turn-based game. I can't say enough good things about Baldur's Gate 3. Go watch some videos. You can see 12 different classes. They actually just added an update today that there will be 12 new subclasses being added to the game. So even afterwards, Larian Studios is still doing a lot of good for the game. As you can see, overwhelmingly positive, and for good reason. This is one of the best games that's ever been made. So I gotta highly recommend this because it's just so good. Next, we got ourselves Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Now, this just released in the summer 2024 June. This is a game that was previously only on the Switch, which is kind of funny, but if you've played Persona before, this is very similar. It's got a lot of the same. It's actually, Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, and this actually predates Pokemon. It's almost like an adult version of Pokemon. You get different types of different creatures. It's kind of, you fight with them, and they have different attributes. You get different attacks here. It's actually quite a challenging game too, but it's very fun. Interesting story. It's a very meta narrative of a bunch of different things going on in this game. 40% off is a pretty solid deal. Atlas has had a hell of a year. They also have Metaphor Refantagio on for 25% off. I'm playing that right now and loving it. So yeah, this game's on sale. Sega's got a lot of things on sale. So yeah, also Persona 3 Reload is on sale too. Next, I got to recommend Lies of P, as some people call it Lies of Peak. If you've played Bloodborne, this is a kind of the only Bloodborne that we got on PC. This is a Souls-like game. It's challenging. It's based on Pinocchio. I think that this game is a ton of fun. I beat it 3 times. I was hooked on it. It's got a very cool, unique atmosphere here. It's cinematic. The combat and gameplay is very crisp. And you got a character that literally looks like Timothy Chalamet, so that's pretty funny too. But yeah, it's based on Pinocchio. Souls-like. Very fun. Speaking of Souls-likes, a little bit of an easier one, Another Crab's Treasure. I played through this game twice. I also really enjoyed this game. It's a lot lighter in heart than some of the other Souls-likes, and it also has an easy mode, so you could get a gun that you can shoot any of the bosses if you're struggling on any of them. So I actually really enjoyed this game. I played it, beat it, and then I was so hooked on it, I played through it and beat it again because I just had so much fun with it. A very unique world under the sea. And it's challenging as well, but not too challenging. And again, you always get the option to be able to go with an easy mode if you find it too difficult. With 34% off, that's pretty solid. Next, we got ourselves Balatro. Now, you've probably heard about this. This was actually nominated for Game of the Year, and I can see why. This is one of the best roguelike games. It's very basic, but also complex. It's based on poker. You don't need to know poker to play it. I don't know poker, and it teaches you everything. You just put your mouse over the run info button there, and it'll tell you all the different types of card flushes, etc. that you can choose. And yeah, you get different joker cards that'll help power up your runs and earn you more coins. It's addicting. I've spent many hours getting like dragged into this game, so it's a very fun game. I would recommend playing Balatro if you've never really played poker and are interested in it. You can see it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews, and it's challenging but not too tired. And again, you get better as you play, so that's why it gets addicting. Now, another game that's only in early access, but Hades 2 early access. This is 10% off right now, so it's an early access game on for $35. Hades 1 is also on sale for 50% off, so you can go with that if you want. If you've never played a Hades game before, it's basically, I would say, the definitive roguelike game, and they improved a lot of things in Hades 2. I think that this is a very fun game, even if it's not fully complete as of yet. Overwhelmingly positive reviews. They're adding a lot of great things to this game. The boss fights are fun, but not too brutally challenging. You get better every single run that you go through in this game, so I have to say, Hades 2 is a very fun game, so highly recommend this one. Next, we got ourselves an underrated game, Nine Souls. This actually just got released to consoles as well. It came out May 29, 2024, so earlier this year. This is a fun game, I have to say. It's very different. It's a 2D Sekiro-inspired deflection-focused combat game. So if you like Sekiro, you'll like this. If you didn't like Sekiro, you still probably will end up liking this. It's kind of mixed between, it's a Souls-like, but also got kind of like the Metroidvania style appearance and gameplay to it. This is a fun game. I really like Nine Souls. I would recommend giving this a shot because it just has so many different aspects to it. It's fun to watch too, I have to say. Nine Souls is a lore-rich, hand-drawn 2D action adventure. It's a fun game. Next, we got ourselves Cult of the Lamb. Now, this is a game that I put many hours into on Switch, and it's just a blast. It's another roguelike style game, but it also has Animal Crossing pieces to it. So you go and you fight different creatures, you get different power-ups, and then you go back, you fight different bosses. But then you go back to your camp here and you set up and build it how you want. You have followers that'll do things like gardening and cooking and things like that for you. So it's kind of it's a weird genre game because it does have a bit of like Animal Crossing elements and also like a roguelike. You go out and adventure, and yeah, it's overwhelmingly positive for a good reason. I've played this game a lot. It's got a bunch of different expansions as well. So yeah, it's a really great game. I very much enjoy this. Now we got ourselves Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. This game is similar to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you've played Baldur's Gate 3, it's a CRPG. It's made by Owlcat Games, who has also made Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. 10 different companions here, dozens and dozens of enemy types to overcome, countless diverse settings. So with this game, you got like different weapons and stuff that you can put on, and you have different characters. So this is your Rogue Trader here. You got different abilities that you can choose from that'll power up, depending if you want to be more of a gun focused, a melee weapon focused, a spellcaster. There's a lot of different things going on in this game. I think that this is a very fun game. It's turn-based. You move your characters around the board, and you have different abilities that'll help you move around faster and things like that. I think this is a fun one, especially if you enjoyed like Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. You don't really have to know anything about Warhammer 40k to know this. A rogue trader is basically just like a leader of a ship that has a lot of money. In a nutshell, that's what it is. Great game, 40% off, huge sale. Next, we got ourselves Vampire Survivors. This is an addicting game. It plays like a mobile game, oddly enough, but overwhelmingly positive reviews. This is fun. Bullet hell style gameplay. You basically grab different power-ups and you just completely fight off everything that's coming towards you. And you grab different power-ups, you choose between them depending on how you want to build out your character, and it gets very crazy. This game feels as if it's a mobile game, but like you have unlocked every dollar of the microtransactions. Yeah, there's a reason this game has so many good reviews. It's so good. Silly but simple gameplay. You get a ton of different characters. They have different abilities. There's just so much to this. Dopamine Simulator is a great way to put this, so we'll leave it on that. It's a cheap game too. It's only like $4. Yeah, $4.49 Canadian, so like $3 American. Next, I want to recommend Disco Elysium Final Cut. If you haven't played this game, this is a very cool one. It's like a text-based RPG. The story hits hard, very hard. You basically are like, you're a detective and you're trying to figure out the story. I don't want to spoil too much about this game, but you got interesting skill points. Like you can literally, like, if you have like a very low skill in things, you can like die from having low skills in a variety of funny ways. Yeah, there's just so much going on in this game. It's there's nothing else like Disco Elysium, I must say. Nothing else like it. It's a 10 out of 10 game for sure. Next, we got ourselves Undertale. If you've never played Undertale, this is the time to get it for $2. You can't go wrong with this. With the potential sequel coming out at some point, you'll see why this is overwhelmingly positive. This game is very different too than others. I'm not even sure how to compare it to anything if you've ever played before, but $2, it's probably worth giving it a shot. Like your combat, it's such a weird game to explain, but it's got some of the best music in gaming. Like some of the most listened to music ever in a video game is from Undertale. So yeah, this is a great game. You can see like 10 out of 10 reviews for a reason. This is good. Now, if you've played Elden Ring and loved it, this is the time to get Dark Souls 3 if you've never played it before. Now, there is rumors of a remaster coming at some point, but there's no real weight to it as of yet. We don't know if that's actually coming. So this would be the time to get Dark Souls 3. It's a fantastic game. And again, if you liked Elden Ring and you wanted some more of that style action, this is the best version of, I guess, prior to Elden Ring. I'm a big fan of Bloodborne too, but Dark Souls 3 is something a lot of people's favorites. So yeah, gotta recommend that. Now we also got Red Dead Redemption 2. This game I put countless hours on PlayStation. It's so much good stuff to say about this game. If you played Grand Theft Auto 5 and liked it, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a much better story. It's about cowboys, epic tale, the outlaw Arthur Morgan, the infamous Van der Linde gang. Yeah, if you like Grand Theft Auto, play this game. If you like cowboys, play this game. If you like good stories, play this game. It's just great. And 7% off is pretty solid. Now, this game is not the best performance, but they have added a lot of things to it. They've made the performance a little bit better. This actually plays better on console. I'm not sure, they may have removed Denuvo from this, which will boost its performance as well. It has a great story. I beat this game on PS5. I loved it. Every second of it. It's a pure 9 out of 10 enjoyment game. Great story. The combat's crisp. Great characters. Yeah, I love this game. Now we also got ourselves Horizon Forbidden West. This is a great game that I think that some people should give a chance to. It didn't sell as great as it should have, but if you played the original and liked it, this is improvement in the gameplay. The story isn't as good as the original, but it looks a whole lot better. They even remastered the original because it couldn't keep up with this one. And a couple other, I guess, honorable mentions. We got Borderlands 2, came out over like 13 years ago. If you've never played this, $5 or $4 something American, this is the time to play it. The amount of times I've had this on my old Steam account too. I had this on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. I've put so many hours into this. It's one of my most played games. I highly recommend this if you've never played Borderlands. Great looter shooter, probably the best looter shooter ever. And also Solasta. This is another game if you like Baldur's Gate 3, turn-based action RPG, or not action, tactical RPG, I meant to say. It's basically based on D&D, so it's got a lot of challenges that come up, but it's a cool game. Gotta recommend this. So those are my recommendations for the Steam Autumn Sale 2024. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, or if you have any questions about any of the games I talked about, or if you want opinions, because I've played so many games here. So let me know what you want to cover. Hit the subscribe button below also if you haven't already. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next video.